Here are 17 must-eat spots when you visit San Diego. Let me tell you why. San Diego is stunning, perfect weather, and a super underrated food scene. I went in to try the best of the best, from low end to high end, and everything in the middle.
So before we get to the food, I go on food adventures all over the world, so make sure you are subbed so you don't miss one bite.
The Schwarmer Guys food truck in the parking lot of a liquor store was rated the #1 restaurant on Yelp, best food truck in California, had the recognition of Guy Fieri, and last time I was here, I ordered it in multiple times. It was that good. So I finally had to get here to try it right off the truck. First up, the Schwarmer Wagyu egg rolls that have American cheese and their lemon garlic sauce.
That is fantastic. Oh my God. It's like earthy and meaty. Super, 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 super crispy. A little tiny bit of heat right there at the end. A little tiny acidity in it also.
Their lemon cream chopped fries, which drowns fries in gravy, puts a fried chicken breast on top of that, and then more of that lemon garlic sauce.
That lemon garlic sauce is everything. I want that on everything. Really nice crispy chicken too. All right, now let's get this wrap. This wrap I ate every single day I was here last time. I just ordered it in rather than coming here.
The fattoush chicken shawarma wrap wraps up chicken with a fattoush salad of romaine, red onion, cucumber, sumac, tomatoes, radish, bell pepper, pita chips, all dressed in a lemon dressing and a garlic paste.
The chicken is really tender, marinated really, really well. Love the freshness and crunch just coming through from all those vegetables. It really is like one of the best wraps I've ever had. All right, so I was about to leave. Obviously, I'm stuffed after eating all of that, but when they peered over and they're like, what are you doing? And, realize that, hey, I'm making a little video. They're like, oh my God, you can't leave without trying the falafel pita also. So we got that too.
The falafel pita wraps up in their toasted pita falafel, hummus, lettuce, garlic paste, and pickles.
Falafel is a perfect mix of the crunch and the nice creaminess. That is strong falafel chickpea flavor coming through, which I love. Love the crunch of the falafel too, and how crispy they got the pita. Crunch, 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 crunch. Nice pickles in there, and then the garlic paste again.
The oldest Mexican restaurant in San Diego is still one of the best. The second I walked into Las Cuatro Milpas, I knew this was going to be good. You feel it's nearly 100-year-old history instantly, and it's always a good sign when I only see Mexican abuelas working there. Small menu, but still hard to choose. I got a pork taco, which comes in a corn tortilla shell fried in pork lard, and a chicken burrito. I mean, look at these flour tortillas. Oh my God.
All right, let's get into the pork taco first. Yeah, like the mix of little crunchy and all the soft. And I just have to say, this is the experience I want when I want Mexican food. I feel like this is what I miss in New York. Like I walk in here, it's really old. The tortillas look unbelievable. Let's go crunchy first. Ooh. Oh my God, it feels so good in my hands. I actually usually don't like crispy shells. I find that you take a bite, it collapses and falls apart. This is like a nice medium between crispy and soft, where it still stays together, has a nice chew, has just a little texture. It still has it chewed together, it holds the whole thing together too. And then super juicy pork. But this burrito, oh my God, look at this. I could already tell this is gonna be the perfect chew experience. Oh my God. Oh my God. I generally like flour tortillas more than corn tortillas. Even though corn tortillas has more flavor, but sometimes they can be too dry for me and I'd rather have a little less in there to like reduce the dryness. But I think they have no flavor because we've never had this flour tortilla. This is so good while having a perfect chew. Chicken is juicy and tender. Potatoes hiding in there. Little crunch from some lettuce in there also. Crushing the simplicity, I think, is like a sign of incredible chef, incredible cooks,
Definitely get there early, as line will build throughout the day though. Can't get poke on the East Coast that compares to the West Coast, so I got off the plane in San Diego and went straight to Hawaiian Fresh seafood. I got the poke plate, which has 3 scoops with the choice of rice or salad, and I went with their shoyu ahi, furikake ahi, and chili pepper salmon.
All right, so before we get to the main event, I had spam musubi as a special. I was like, you know what? I love spam musubi. If there's a place I'm gonna get it, it's gonna have to be this place. So let's try that first. I think I would prefer a little bit more spam to rice ratio, but really nice shoyu, really nice sweetness, obviously nice saltiness. It's just a great bite. First of all, the tuna just melts. It just melts so perfect. Shoyu has a little bit of sweetness. Furikakuin has like a little bit more nuttiness in there, which is really nice, but both, goddamn, so good. And this is the chili pepper salmon. I just like a little tiny touch of kickiness at the end, like a little heat at the end, but really nice and creamy, and also, it just melts.
Urban Wood focuses on rustic, wood-fired, seasonal California Mediterranean dishes, all in this big, beautiful space. Did it need a heat lamp inside when it was 60 degrees? Maybe not, but okay, it's San Diego. Let's eat though. Started with the pork belly that comes on top of butternut squash, brown butter, a raza hanut mixture, walnut, and candied orange. This just melted in my mouth and was such a nice balance of salty with a touch of sweet and then the richness of the brown butter. Next was the roasted baby carrots with cashew sesame dukkha, Aleppo yogurt, and a carrot top pesto. The carrots were so sweet and loved that crunch. Then my main was this torquillo pasta with lamb ragu, burrata, almond piccata, breadcrumbs, and herbs. This ragu was just cooked down forever. So rich and luscious. And again, great textures going on. I like my pasta a touch more al dente, but the crunch made up for it. Went back and forth on dessert, but couldn't pass up the ricotta hush puppies that come with strawberry, candy pistachio, and pistachio ice cream. So light, and the ice cream was just perfect. Truly an incredible meal. The Tacos El Gordo has been serving Tijuana-style tacos for years and was recommended by almost everyone in San Diego. I wanted to fill up on the entire menu, but for a reason I'll get into, I could only get one taco this trip. So I decided to get the adobada spicy pork on their handmade corn tortilla.
That tortilla is really great. It like just perfectly holds up to everything that's in there, but then doesn't get in the way of the bite. Like the perfect sort of like density and texture for it. And then in that bite, it's actually like a little bit sweet first. Great texture, great acidity, layers of fat. Pretty good. Like I could, you know when like you taste something, it's like in the back of your tongue, like right there? Like it's hitting me right there, which is good. All right, so when I walked in, they told me that it's cash only right now, and they were not able to tell me when they wouldn't be able to not only take cash. So I happened to have $5 in my pocket, so I was only able to get one taco. I would have wanted to try more, but that's what happens when you travel.
This was the most recommended sushi restaurant in San Diego and probably my favorite meal there. Sushi just hits different on the West Coast, especially when the bill comes and it's like half the price I would have paid in New York City. And Azuki blew me away. Here's what I ordered. Started with a Sapporo. And oh my god, this uni toast, which has chopped toro prosciutto and truffle aioli on it. It is a bite I'll dream of forever. Absolute must order. You guys know by now, if I see spicy tuna crispy rice, I'm ordering that. And this is easily some of the best I've ever had. Nothing like that texture experience. Then I got the bluefin 4-way nigiri, which has bluefin, trutoro, otoro, and negitoro. The quality of fish, I mean, it just melted. And unagi is always a must order for me. I keep saying this, but this might be the best I've ever had also. Just that perfect balance of sweetness, torch smokiness, and like, look at those little crispy edges. I need to come back ASAP. Since Azuki was so amazing, I had to go to their sister omakase restaurant, Kimme, which focuses on kaiseki cuisine and some sushi. Wonderful preparation of incredible ingredients and blown away by the experience, but here are the bites that will stay with me. First, a shout out to this Far East Tokyo White, which is a mix of a saison and ale. The A5 Wagyu tartare puff sandwich with pickled daikon and caramelized onion jam was just a dreamy bite. They even used some of the fat rendered in the puff. The whole meal was worth just this bite. Part of the endome style nigiri sushi course, this kamatoro of caviar. Almost too hard to do in one bite, but worth it. This monster piece with more kamatoro, akami, and fresh wasabi on top. Look at this piece of braised Miyazaki A5 Wagyu just fall apart and melt in my mouth. Rich, decadent, little sweet, just incredible bite. And this matcha was the perfect way to finish the meal. With 5 locations, Homestyle Hawaiian has been a San Diego favorite for over 15 years, serving an array of Hawaiian classics. First bite are these Kahlua wontons, which are crispy wontons filled with Kahlua pig, cream cheese, and their Kahlua sauce.
You're getting crunch, that creamy cream cheese oozing out, and then right in the middle of it, a really well marinated shredded pork. That's good. I like a little sweet sauce on there too. Sort of the Hawaiian crab rangoon.
I can't skip West Coast poke and got their ahi poke combo, which comes with white rice and macaroni salad.
First, what's a Hawaiian plate without some white rice and macaroni salad too? That's a combo. The tuna just melts. It's so nice and creamy. And then like chili pepper, hot in this heat, enveloping your whole mouth. It's not crazy blow away, but enough to give me to sniffle a little bit. That's why I have the white rice. Bounds out the heat with the white rice. It's great. Oh, I love poke. Definitely mayonnaise forward more than anything else, but perfect complement to that heat.
And finally, the garlic shrimp scampi combo that I got spicy.
The shrimp are literally bathing in huge pieces of garlic. It's gonna be good. Fantastic big pieces of shrimp, a little heat in there, and then garlic. There is a lot of garlic in this. I'm very happy about that. Messy, but fantastic. White rice will melt out the garlic.
Assa Bakery is this stunning Japanese bakery in San Diego, offering a ton of both sweet and savory Japanese treats. I really wanted their egg salad sanzo, but sadly that wasn't available till 11:30, so instead I got an iced matcha tea and 3 different bites to try. First, their special matcha cream croissant.
Super buttery, super flaky. What I really love about that matcha is that it's like a touch sweet, but then balanced really well. So just like those nice, subtle, earthy, herbal flavors coming through. That is excellent.
Never had this before, an everything mochi bagel.
Okay, so I'm breaking 2 of my rules, which is 1, ordering a bagel outside of New York. Generally don't want to do it. I like trying them, but I don't really want it. 2, I got it toasted, but for 2 reasons. 1, so it was a mochi bagel, and I was like, interesting. And because I was like unsure, I feel like a fresh New York City bagel should never be toasted. But if I'm outside of New York, I probably need to toast it. So it feels interesting. I don't know if I want to call this a bagel. It is not crusty. I mean, I guess like the mochi in it makes it super, super soft, which is nice. It's a great chew. It has nice flavor. I think I'd deem this, and it's like even on its own, it tastes really great. I just don't know if I want to categorize it as a bagel, but if we're gonna call it mochi bagel, and we're gonna say, hey, here's a subsect of bagels, I think I'm totally cool with that. Just, no distinction between the 2, but I'm into it.
And one last bite, their curry pon.
Really like deep, rich, beefy curry flavors coming through. Flaky outside, which is nice. Great chew with the curry in there also. Sorry.
Morning Glory feels wild when you walk in, and the menu is absolutely overwhelming. But this Michelin Bib Gourmand rated breakfast spot had my eyes and stomach big. Let's call it an eclectic menu. I started with what they're most well known for, their Japanese souffle pancakes with butter, uncut pure maple syrup, and I added on fresh berries.
Light and airy, exactly what I'm looking for. Sometimes things just have like a feel once you stick like a fork and knife in them. You're like, this is gonna be fucking good. Oh, steaming, so light. It's that great combination of super light, but also really dense, if that makes sense. Really custardy, not overly sweet, a fantastic texture. Dude, so good.
Then their Turkish eggs with a garlic herb Greek yogurt, poached eggs, roasted cherry tomatoes, a crunched chili garlic, dill, mint, and that comes with olive oil toasted bread.
Really nice and creamy, even though there's like lots of layers of fat in there. A nice little freshness coming through, and a little pop of heat in there also. Ooh, and a little sweetness on the tomatoes. It's a good bite.
And obviously, I'm getting the Japanese egg salad sanzo, which on the menu calls out its inspiration from 7-Eleven, my personal favorite konbini egg salad sanzo. Interesting that they chose to use Wonder Bread here.
You know if someone has an egg salad on the menu and the menu says it's inspired by 7-Eleven, I gotta order that. The bread is a great texture. That's number one, the Japanese egg salad. I like how subtle the flavors are. I think that if you're gonna compare it to just 7-Eleven, I think two little tiny things. This is great. Just let me say this. This is a great egg salad though, but missing a tiny bit of that sweetness in there. And just like maybe it's a little bit too creamy. They have more of that like undercooked yolk in the middle also. So it's a touch over creamy for me, but great flavors. They told me, and I can tell, this place is gonna be packed like brunch time, prime time. So I came here right when they opened the weekday, 8 a.m. Super quiet, super easy.
Sunny Boy Biscuit Company has a menu full of all kinds of biscuits, savory and sweet, bringing a little bit of the South to San Diego. I wanted a little taste of it all, so I started with the Sunny Beef Fried Chicken, which piles between the biscuit, fried chicken, cheesy eggs, and maple syrup.
The biscuit itself is really buttery. Really great crunch in that chicken. Obviously, always love the addition of an egg and cheese too. And I really love that sweet component from the maple syrup. Fried chicken and syrup just go together, especially with biscuits. Great combo. I do think that like, I always want a little heat. When I get like maple syrup and fried chicken, I always want like a little heat in there, and there's hot sauce, so you can add heat. So that'd be my recommendation. And for as much stuff that's in there, as soaked in syrup as it is, the biscuits stay together, which is an accomplishment when you have that big of a sandwich.
And the biscuit brulee, which is a cinnamon biscuit swirl topped with seasonal fruit filling, peaches this time, and a maple whipped cream.
Oh my God. Now, I thought that was messy. This is messy. I can barely find a biscuit. I mean, it's layered and layered and layered with the cinnamon calming through in that bite, which is really nice. Obviously sweet, but I like the peaches in there, and the maple whipped cream is fantastic. For something that sort of like screams sweetness, I don't think it's overly sweet, which I always appreciate. It's like candied peaches, so it's almost like a biscuit, a cinnamon roll, and like a peach pie all in one. And because it's bruleed, you get like a little extra crunch texture in there too. Yeah, this is good.
Bone marrow tacos, mind blown. Toano Takara is Michelin recognized and is definitely one of San Diego's best taco shops. What makes their birria tacos so unique? Well, it's got to be the bone marrow you get to add on top. I wanted to see the difference, so I got one of the 36-hour braised crispy birria tacos with cheese and one to add the bone marrow on top of.
All right, I say we do the one with cheese first and make our way up to the bone marrow. Dripping, 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 dripping. The meat absolutely melts. It's so tender. Let's have this chili sauce on there. Just add the chili oil. Love just a little crispy edges as you soak it in the shell. A little bit of layer of fat, a little bit of layer of salt from the cheese in there too. It's like a nice balance of this sort of like smoky, rich depth of flavor you get from chilies, and just a little tiny bit of heat that we added with the chili oil also. But I mean, the bone marrow, that's why we're here. So we dumped it right out into it. That's a lot of bone marrow. That is a lot of flavor. It's kind of a ridiculous bite. How do I do this? I could say, dial back the bone marrow a little bit. I don't think I needed the whole thing, because it's just this like layer of like umptiousness and fattiness that just like stays on your lip a little bit. Because they'll put a lot on there, kind of overpowered all the flavor coming from the meat. So it's like, go a little lighter, but I'm not against it at all.
Quick update, the location I visited has closed, but a new spot is supposed to be opened very soon. With 3 locations in San Diego, Oscar's Mexican Seafood is a local favorite. Super chill vibes, and I love the massive selection of hot sauces, including homemade. Got a torta, but let's start with breakfast burrito, which is loaded up with eggs, cheese, potatoes, avo, and then you can pick between smoked fish, bacon, ham steak, or what I did, chorizo.
I love those warm chorizo flavors running through the entire bite with those creamy eggs, with potato, with the avocado. Nice layers of fat, nice layers of heat. That is satisfying. And a real nice chew to the tortilla also. And it's not meant to be cut in half. I cut in half to show you guys. It would have stayed together better if I hadn't. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice a little bit just to make sure you guys see what I'm actually eating. Also like how crispy the chorizo got. adding just like a little extra layer of crunch in there.
Then I got the torta de Oscar, which has smoked fish, spicy shrimp, skirt steak, cabbage, onion, tomato, cilantro, avo, and cheese.
It's a really nice soft bread. Love how tender that steak is. Shrimp flavor coming through really, really strong. And then to cut through that surf and turf is really nice with the cabbage, with the cilantro, with the avocado, with the onions. It's a great combo. And it feels like a lot, and it's hefty, but it sort of like all works together, which is really nice. So make their own salsas, which I said I had to try. This one looks creamy. Ooh. Ooh. Sometimes I think creamy won't be hot. That was pretty spicy. We have this orange one. Ooh, okay. That was more mine. The sun is shining. I wouldn't normally get soup, but she threw in, she's like, you gotta try the fish soup too. Ooh, that is nice. Subtle, but definitely fish flavor in it. Carrots and celery. Ooh, fish. If it was cold, this would be perfect. If the sun's shining on me, I don't know if I need it. One thing I have to say, there's obviously like a lot of factors and why Mexican food is so much better out the West Coast of San Diego than it is in New York. Their tortillas are such a big difference. I don't think they make these tortillas here, but they just taste so much better. And I don't know why we can't get like good flour tortillas in New York City. If someone has answers, let me know.
San Diego's trendiest seafood restaurant has to be Ironside, a stunning space with an even more stunning selection of fresh seafood, raw and cooked. Giant menu to pick from, but I got the Chef's Choice Crudo, and today it had bluefin with pesto, almonds, and raisins.
Ooh, their fish just absolutely melts. Really nice freshness in there, and a little burst of sweetness from those raisins. That is a delicious combo. Oh my god. And a little crunch on top. Perfect.
And then look how beautiful this fish and chips is, which is a tempura battered rockfish with Old Bay fries.
Fish is absolutely fantastic. Really nice piece of fish in there. Great crunch, but not getting in the way of the fish too. Love the tartar sauce on there also. Just a fantastic dish.
Fish Guts is the seafood-focused taqueria in the Barrio Logan district, and while I was there to get some fish tacos, during the day they actually have a super limited menu, and today was the fish sandwich, but oh my god. Loaded up on this toasted brioche bun is a Modelo beer battered white fish with the Mexican tartar sauce with roasted serrano peppers and other Mexican spices in there, pickles, and shredders.
Really great crispy batter, little acidity in there, low side heat in there, big old piece of fish, and like a buttery bun. Great combo.
Dos, or Las Brasas, depending on where you look, is the no frills local spot you'd want when looking for Mexican food in San Diego. So there are a bunch of breakfast burrito options, all on their homemade flour tortillas, but I went with their special breakfast, which has eggs, potatoes, cheese, and your choice of chorizo, ham, or bacon, and they recommended the bacon.
Dude, this looks unbelievable. Ooh, yeah. Still steaming, still hot, still absolutely loaded up. Ooh. A fantastic tortilla that has sort of been like what I've been finding here. The tortillas are just on a different level, and then a really great balance of like not overstuffed, but everything in proportion, getting everything in that one bite. Little fluffy eggs, crunchy, smoky, salty bacon, potatoes in there. You know, I always love potatoes. Little saltiness, meltiness, fattiness from the cheese also. Just like simple, straightforward, but perfect in that way. So good. Ooh.
You know I'm getting a Cali-style burrito in San Diego, and this is one of the best. Lucha Libre has a special place in my heart. Not only is it a restaurant dedicated to Mexican-style professional wrestling, and I love wrestling, not only did I film my favorite segment there ever as a TV producer on a long-lost show, What the Fung, but their Cali-style burritos rock.
All right, we got a little bit of a feast here in front of me.
They told me I needed to try their birria queso taco, which puts their beef birria on a corn tortilla of cheese, onion, cilantro, and a spicy salsa muerta.
Really tender, deep, rich flavors in that birria. That's why it's one of my favorite things. You almost like drink it. There's so much juice in there. Like, just give me a straw, stick it into the taco. I'll just drink it. I'll just drink it.
And then I got their poblano California that stuffs inside the burrito grilled chicken, roasted poblano peppers, jack cheese, avocado, a creamy corn poblano sauce. Oof. And of course, what makes it Cali style, the French fries.
She is beautiful, so they had a bunch of like Cali style burritos on here. Kind of feeling chicken. Anyway, we've been having a lot of beef and pork, and poblano is another like very West Coast thing. I wanted to make sure I got in. Well, Cali style French fries are in the middle. Who's gonna say no to putting French fries inside of the burrito? Love that little tiny extra carb you get right there. Nice creaminess from the avocado. Actually, what I really like is that corn poblano sauce in there. That's just like a pop of freshness, a pop of sweetness, sort of balance out a lot of the more smoky, savory flavors going on. Oh, hold on. That creamy cilantro though, oh, put that on everything. That I want on every single bite.
So anywhere in San Diego I missed, let me know in the comments below. And if you made it this far, a sub would be great because I go on food adventures all over the world. And here are a few other spots I think you'd love.